Hey, what's up, guys? This is a video for Mr. Mephisto Geek Manifesto, and he asked me about uh, semiotics and more walk and talk videos. So this is exactly what I'm doing. This is for you. So I talked in the past, it's a long time ago, about the importance of language and semiotics, the use of semiotics in RPG. And so it's a vast topic. It's really hard to find a way to abord it. But so basically, what semiotics is, it's a field in linguistics and philosophy where you're interested into understanding the link between a symbol or what we symbols, or what we call signs as well, in language. So the link between the sign and the significant, or what it is to be signified. So it's the link between, when we talk, when we speak, we use a lot of signs, stuff that we call also like speech act. So action of speech, so certain sentences, certain expressions, idiomatic expressions, certain way of saying stuff, certain words, concept, and so depending on the context they are used, they will be called signs, and they can also be called symbols, especially if they are like idiomatic expression, for example. Now, these, when we use them, so it's really analytical. Most of the time people don't even notice that they do that. So it's really analytical. So it's really abstract. The idea that when we use these signs, these specific meanings, well, they will mean something for the other. So there is a link. The semiotic is the study of the link between the signs and what it means, basically. So it's really technical, it's really complex, but I'm gonna make it easy for the RPG purpose. So the idea is that RPG, for me, and it's kind of obvious, is that it is a playground for semiotics. Is the idea that if you understand a little bit more about semiotic, you can have more vivid, meaningful, and experience of RPG experience, because you, instead of just talking randomly and not being aware of how you propose aesthetics and meanings to the player as a GM, and also as a player, well, to the group, if you know a little bit more about semiotics, you can get better at it and allow yourself to be more precise by using less words. Basically, it's saving that narrative energy. I have a video about narrative energy on the channel. I think it's in the past, where it's like, instead of going around and a lot of people, a great RPG expression is show don't tell. I think there is a series of video response about that in the brigade community. Show don't tell. How do you show don't tell when you don't know what you're doing when you speak? I remember when I first started RPG and GMing, and even sometimes, even some sessions, you lose control. You speak and you don't think about what you say. It goes fast. People are rolling dice. A lot of people talk at the same time, and what happens is that you don't control everything you're saying. You don't necessarily mean everything you're saying all the time. And what it creates is just a mess of narration. So, and a mess of meanings and signification, meaning that everybody here listening to this video who's been role playing for a little bit knows that sometimes weird stuff happens in role playing, where like half of the group thought X and the other half of the group thought why. So half of the group thought, for example, that we were in the saloon, but the other half of the group thought that we were still at home. And they don't even notice the difference. You've been narrating, you've been describing stuff have been happening, but they, oh, I thought we were still at home, or oh, I thought we were still inside. No, we're in for the last hour thing. That happens sometimes. It doesn't happen all the time, but it happens. It's quite common. It happens to everybody here. So these kind of things can be avoided by the good use of semiotics. So now, how do you do that? It's not an easy thing to explain, honestly, and I'm not necessarily a specialist of it. I try to use it sometimes, but I need to prep it. It's hard to improv that kind of stuff, but with good practice, you can achieve it. It's understanding the cultural background of the player, so it's outside of the realm of the character. It's about the group you're in. You know, it's easier when you know the people you've been playing with, or if you know their cultural background. By knowing their cultural background, you can make use of a specific idiomatic expression that will be charged with meaning. And instead of, describing for half an hour, you can just drop that bomb, boom, and everybody understand at the same time, really fast. So yes. So I don't know if you start to understand a little bit what I'm saying, but if I have an expression that is from a movie, like I'll be back. All right, now I'll be back. We all know, what is that? What's that? Where it comes from? Where it comes from, and all that. Now, a lot of people. It's not a good example, but that's the one I have right now. If I'm playing a fucking barbarian in a D&D game, and I chop, a goblin's head off, and then I see the hobgoblin leaving with the princess, and he's cutting the bridge behind him, and I cannot come across, and I point my sword at him, and I say, I'll be back. That's a semiotic bomb right there. This is, a lot of people don't like this stuff because it's like taking expression from movies, and it creates this these jokes at the table and stuff, but you all understand what I'm saying. Just that little I'll be back right there was charged with signification and meaning in a way that we all know that, oh shit, this is your arch enemy now, and it's gonna have to go down, and it's probably the next boss fight, or maybe the nemesis of the whole campaign now, just because the player said it. So by just a simple I'll be back, you create an arch nemesis, you create a narrative structure, you create a reason for so and so, you create action, you create all kinds of stuff. So by using good semiotics with just a little sentence at the right moment, used the right way, you can structure an whole campaign. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is how you use semiotic in RPG. So this is the kind of stuff that is, it's a little bit technical. A lot of people will be like, oh my god, I don't, it's just too abstract, but you can get good at it. And it makes the difference between great role players and just simple good role players. Players that makes good use of that, they make their intentions and their expectation clear at the table while they play. And GM who recognize those and make good use of those can do the same, and it goes a great back and forth exchange of communication. It's just great communication skills. All right, so Mephisto, this is for you. Just and especially in the game of the mage game we're gonna play soon, there's a lot of metaphysical concept in there. So if you know a little bit of those, when I'm gonna be dropping them, you'll catch them, and the experience is gonna be better. So that's how I see this thing. Because if you don't recognize these signs when they are spoken, they just go through. You don't see them. They're invisible to you. But the one who's seen them, they make their experience richer, deeper, more meaningful. All right. Thank you for watching. Talk to you soon.